following program is a collection of stooges talking about the happenings in the automotive detailing industry. It is meant to be comedic and informative. The opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or their ad partners. There may be some cuss words because that's how grown-ups talk in the real world. If you are a young, please seek permission before watching or listening any further.
Welcome to the Detail Solutions Podcast. My name is Alex Russell and I am your host. All right, we're back. What's on your mind Wednesdays on a Wednesday night? Last week thankfully we had John on, but it was a Tuesday morning, and I know there wasn't many of you guys up that early watching. So we got a pretty good one tonight, I feel like. So we're going to kind of get jumped into it. Stats, I've missed you too, buddy. Glad to see you back on. So the detailsolutionspodcast.com, that's going to be the website for all of your Detail Solutions podcast needs. It's going to be where you can find links to the episodes. We do have the widget. I never really talk about the widget. The widget you can click on and it'll take you right to any episode you want. If it's easier for you to find it on there. We also have the wonderful preferred vendor page. That's going to be our wonderful ad sponsors that take care of the show, be able to do the traveling and the things that we need to do to bring the show to you. So you go on that page. It's going to have a brief little introduction or description about the brand or the manufacturer. If they have a code, there's going to be a code for it. If not, obviously, when you call them up to get some information or buy some stuff, you just mention the podcast. In return, they're going to give you a little bit of a savings when you spend money with them. They're going to continue, hopefully, to spend money with me. And I'm going to try and make you laugh. So we got that hashtag money funny going on. We also have the Drip Shop. Change the name from the merch store to the Drip Shop, thinking maybe people would buy some shirts. Nope, but that's cool. Not an apparel company, I'm a podcast. So if you do want any merch that has the Kong logos or the podcast buffer headphones or DA headphones, that is on the Drip Shop. You can check that out. We are streaming live to the new YouTube. Again, I'm going to work on getting more videos up. I just started playing around with Opus clips and making stuff from the Esme one. So that'll, I'll go into making some of tonight's, and those will be posted up on the socials the next couple of days. But the new YouTube is the Detail Solutions Podcast, and the number 1 is the new channel. So please go follow us there. We used to have like 200 and something subscribers on the old channel. We're up to about 30 on the new one. So find us there. TikTok is the Detail Solutions Pod. I have been posting the Opus clips from Esme up there, about 2 a day for the last couple of days, trying to get the TikTok going. Stats, I know you're dying for me to do a live, but every time I do one, you're working, buddy. So you're missing out. And then the May 3rd through the 5th, if you want to go to a training, I got a perfect one for you to go to. That is the Reds Detail Co. Jesco / Angel Wax training in Marietta, Georgia, at none other than Reds, with Rain Albertson and some Aaron Knox dude. Never heard of him before. But anyways, if you want to go to that one, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be hanging out, doing some podcasting, talking to some people, having some fun. doing all the things. So come to that one. Come hang out at that one. That'll be the fun one. We'll make fun of Noxie. We'll have some fun with rain, all that fun stuff. So I got no other announcements. That's it. Please go like, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification button anywhere that you're listening. Please leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple. On Apple, take the time to leave a review. I'd greatly appreciate that. Yeah, so we're going to jump into this. I've got Captain Ken Mercer. He told me that after every time he speaks, I have to say, aye, Captain. No, I'm just joking. Um, but Ken is El Presidente of Starke Yacht Care. And we don't do a lot of boat stuff on here, but he reached out to me the other day on Instagram and asked to be on the show. And you know me, I'm lazy with finding guests. So I said, let's do it. So we'll be right back with Captain Ken Mercer. Is your ultimate partner in automotive detailing. Elevate your detailing game with our premium microfiber towels and applicators, meticulously crafted for protection. Unleash the power of precision and achieve that showroom shine. Autofiber, where innovation meets immaculate finish. Upgrade your detailing experience today. Visit autofiber.com and use the code DSP for 10% off your order. The difference is in the details. All right. How you doing, Ken?
What's happening?
Nah, man, not much. I mean, if I was a Joe Rogan podcast, I'd probably go ahead and label this one a 3-hour tour.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's funny.
So, man, before we jump into Stark, Captain, huh? So, like,
Yes,
legit,
sir.
like,
Yep.
yeah. So
Legit.
you can
Yep.
like take people out on fishing charters and stuff like that.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long
Yeah.
have you been a
Yeah.
captain for?
5 years.
Okay.
But I really specialize in tarpon fishing in Boca Grande Pass, which is about to come up here soon. So I get real
Okay.
excited during that time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We got like 200 boats on top of each other, man.
Yeah.
It's intense. I would encourage everybody out there to Google it and research it, and you'll see
And then
it's
tell them
mayhem.
to go somewhere else so there's less boats on your
No,
area.
man,
No?
no, it's like
More the merrier?
it's like yeah, it's like the Super Bowl of fishing for me, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
So let me ask you this. Did you by any chance have any interaction, or did you even know about the Keeping It Real fishing tournament at MTE? Because I know you guys were there at MTE.
No,
We gotta
no,
I
no.
gotta
I
we gotta
saw a couple of advertisements about it, of course, but I was, truth be told, kind of focused on making an impact. At MTE, considering that it was our first visit, and
Okay.
really, from what I was hearing from Wheels and stuff like that, we were really the first marine company to come in to MTE.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've
Hmm.
seen any other ones. I mean, obviously there's a lot of detail companies that
Crossover.
have
Yeah.
marine stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Hmm.
you guys, because I know me and Mike from Aquatech, we walked around and kind of did like a live Instagram or something like that, and we walked by your guys' booth and kind of showed it and everything, and it was one of those things where I kind of love that MTE is only 2 days, but I hate that MTE is only 2 days because
Right.
sometimes you just get caught up in it and then you're like, "Ah, shit, like I never got a chance
Yeah.
to go and, you know, talk to that person or meet that person or something." And I know, um, you know, right around MTE, for some reason, it seemed like I was hearing a lot about Stark, so I did, even though, I don't do any boat stuff, I did want to go back and, kind of talk to you guys and everything. But
Sure.
yeah, the perfect segue. Let's jump into Stark. So for anybody who doesn't know, give us the rundown on the brand, the company, like how you started it, why you started it, and all that fun stuff.
Sure. Sure. Essentially, it started off as yacht detailers, right? Like I think a lot of chemical companies start off, they were detailers at one time. But essentially, we're home base here in Florida, okay, based out of Fort Myers, but essentially, as a lot of you may know out there, Florida's hot.
Yeah.
And when you're
You don't have to tell
when
me
you're
that.
working on yeah when you're working on boats, you don't necessarily have the luxury like you automotive guys and gals out there to work in a AC controlled environment when you're dealing with sometimes 50, 60, 100-foot boats. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a massive area, and when you have heat that's radiating off of that surface, unfortunately, the lack of technology prior compounds would dry out, and they just didn't work well in that environment. So,
Right.
and the unfortunate part is there wasn't a lot of, or should I say fortunate for us, there wasn't a lot of technology really implemented into the marine aspect. um, I firmly believe, and a lot of you out there may agree, that the marine side of things is about 10 years generally behind automotive. Automotive is generally about 10 years ahead when it comes to technology development, and this is
Right.
in all aspects between automotive, whether you're just talking about cars and technology and vehicles to technology in boats and such.
Yeah.
So we're generally about 10 years behind.
Well, the
And
paints in automotive change so frequently, and gel
yeah.
coat's gel coat, kind of, right? I mean, like, there's
Not
a little different.
necessarily. I mean,
Okay.
there's many different types of gel coat,
Okay.
and then their boats have paint too. All
Yeah.
grip,
Yeah, that's
all
true. Yeah.
craft. So we definitely deal with paint too, a lot. Obviously, I would say predominantly we're gel coat. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's If I had to put a percentage on it, we're probably 95. But paint's in there. So, but to kind of get back down on it, we couldn't find anything that worked efficiently. So we decided to start tweaking and developed it. And it's really taken off from there. And because of it, the business has grown, but furthermore, like, we really, really listen to our customer. I know companies say that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But anybody that is already a Starke Yacht Care user will back me up 100% when I say that. And that is what's given us the advantage of coming out with newer compounds, polishes, sealants, you name it. And because we listen, right? And if somebody goes, oh, can you tweak this? Can you tweak that? Well, we can. When you're dealing with, say, a bigger company like 3M. Everybody knows 3M. I think 3M is still a pretty big player when it comes into working with gel coat. But ask 3M to tweak something and see how long it takes them to do it.
Yeah.
I can make a change in a week if I wanted
Okay.
to. And
Okay.
because of that, like, we have now, I've got a new product out there. I don't know if you want me to talk about it, and I can.
You can
But
talk about whatever you want. This is
all
your
right.
hour to talk about Stark. So whatever
Yeah,
whatever you want to
so
address or say, or
I'll dig into that too. Like, but I mean, we, on top of not only having uh, a entire lineup that you can literally grab from and be confident that whatever that bottle says on it, it's going to do. Whether it's a water spot remover, whether it's a mildew cleaner, whether it's a heavy cut, a medium cut, an ultra fine polish, a sealant, like, I'll wholeheartedly put my mildew cleaner up against anything on the planet, hands down.
okay.
Period. I, I'll throw $100 bill on it. I mean, that confident. When it comes to our heavy cut compound, which is called Level R, if you don't know about Level R, you should. If you're a boat guy or gal, I mean, it pulls 600 to 800 sanding scratches and finishes like most people look at it and go, okay, I can stop, but don't.
Yeah.
I'm one of the ones that's like anti-finishing with a rotary, believe it or not. Like, I love a rotary, and it's a very important part of the process. We finishing a DA, and preferably a long throw polisher. We're a
Right.
big fan of the long throw. I know
Okay.
that forced rotation there for a while was a big thing, and it still has its place. But through testing and development, and the long throw is definitely the way to go when it comes to finishing out on a boat, for sure. Now, I mean, you can still finish with a rotary, but good luck getting a swirl free, a true swirl free finish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know if you were done. I was going to ask you a question, but then it looked like you were going to talk.
I could talk all day, man.
Yeah.
If anybody that knows me, I could talk all day. But
No.
so on top of that too, let's talk about things that we do differently.
Yeah.
I can tell you one of the things that we do really well is, say you may have never detailed a boat in your entire life, and you can literally call us at the headquarters, and we'll spend 45 minutes on the phone with you, if that's what it takes, to walk you through an entire process.
Nice.
I mean, and
hang on, you're glitching. Your audio is, I don't know if it's you or me. Oh yeah, it's you.
Is it me?
Yeah. It's, you got your network connection's a little down, but okay, you're back now.
Oh, gotcha.
So okay. Yeah, I got you.
That Starlink for you.
Yeah.
At night, it doesn't do very well, unfortunately. Great during the day. Yeah. But so anyways, like I was saying, anybody at the headquarters can, help somebody out, walk them through a process, whether it's, a professional or a first-time user.
Right.
The other thing too, which has been something I can honestly say that we're doing differently, is I know a lot of people do training, but we also do training throughout the country. And now the demand has been so high, we've actually had to move our training classes to every other month, where I announced the last class and it sold out in 2.5 days.
Nice.
So the demand is there for, those guys and gals that are out there, especially those automotive detailers that are around coastal areas, around lakes. It'll give you another opportunity to explore.
There you go. Wait, hang on a second. You wow, you like completely disappeared and then popped back up. So okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No. It's okay. I mean, like, you completely like went away and then came back. I thought Thanos snapped you, because 50% of us left for a second. Yeah. Okay. It's weird. Like, yeah. Your connection. Your connection's in the yellow, so it's hopefully, let's see if we can get it back. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on one second. Does that work? No,
Yeah,
it's weird. Like, I can see you, and I can see you moving, and I can hear you fine in the off screen, but on the on screen you're frozen. Let me see how we can do this. Sorry, everybody. Give us a second. Man, it's frozen on that one screen. Shoot, do me a favor if you can, real quick. Like, jump out and then jump back in. Let me see if that'll make it go away.
I wonder if I could refresh my screen,
or maybe try that. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because it's weird. It's frozen on the. You know what, everybody? While he's doing that, let's go to a commercial break. Autobahn is a leading provider of tint, paint protection film, and ceramic coatings. Experience the transformation as you cool down your vehicle and elevate its curb appeal with Autobahn's window tint. Ditch rock chips and scratches by fortifying your paint with Autobahn's cutting-edge paint protection film. And for an additional safeguard, add a ceramic coating. Backed by an unwavering lifetime warranty, Autobahn's products form automotive armor with no limits. Visit AutobahnFilms.com to delve deeper into the realm of automotive care and protection. Okay, that's better. I figured I'd jump into a commercial early while you were resetting.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That said it was coming through fine, but I don't know. It was all froze up on this side. So better safe than sorry, stats. Okay, yeah. So I forget what you were saying. You were the
Well,
training.
I was
Yeah,
talking about the training. Yeah.
yeah.
So, and what we do there, we bring in one of our lead trainers, which is Cole Holbrook, and then myself, and then the founder of Starke, which is John Watkins. You know, we basically go through and we do a complete product line, kind of educate everyone on the product line, because essentially, if you don't know how to use something, it's useless if you don't know how to use it properly. On
Right.
top of that, we go through dry sanding, where it's removing even orange peel on gel coat, which is a rarity, but we want people to know how to attack it if that is something that somebody wants to have done, is to remove, orange peel. There's a lot of, unfortunately, boat manufacturers out there that do a very poor job in finishing. So that's definitely a good
Right.
feather to have in your hat. Then we lead into wet sanding, compounding, polishing, and then full-blown ceramic coatings. I mean, ceramics are and just as important as it is for y'all in the automotive space. I would say even more important in the marine space, just because gel coat is just so porous.
Yeah.
If it's not protected right, I mean, you're going to be sitting there fighting it left and right. And what we have found, like ceramic coating itself, has just been the best thing to protect it with. And that's the beauty of working with us as a brand. We literally have soaps all the way to ceramic coatings, so you can essentially, it don't matter what you may need, whether it's to restore or to maintain your vessel, we have it.
Yeah.
And the good part for a lot of the automotive guys and gals out there, about 90% of the stuff that we make can cross over, which is
Yeah.
really good.
And I noticed that, like, checking out your guys' social media and everything for the past couple of days since you messaged me.
Yeah.
I've seen that, like you've got some videos and pictures of cars and stuff that you guys have done as well.
Hmm.
And I know that in announcing that we were going to kind of do this, like I said before we came on, I've gotten a lot of messages already about this episode before we even aired, and all positive. People are like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear this one." They've got great products or whatever, and hearing from some people that I know aren't really doing boats, they're doing cars and stuff and whatever. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it with that being said, like I was saying, so let's talk about some of the things that can cross over. One would be our water spot remover, which we call Venom. I mean, cars have
Yeah.
water spots issues just like boats do. And the cool part about it is, when we developed it, where it sits on a pH scale, it's strong enough to remove contaminants, but not strong enough to damage a coating. So essentially, it decontaminates it, which I think we all would agree that coatings do and can get clogged. So it definitely helps out with that. In the boat world, where it helps us as well is, obviously water spots and gel coat and glass, and then rust. It removes rust, yellow tannic stain. So it's a very versatile product.
Yeah.
Our soaps, of course, both pH neutral, pure clean, ultra clean. I think using a pH neutral soap's pretty vital when you're doing maintenance, especially those that are using like a polymer based sealant and not using like ceramic like everybody else should be
Right.
doing, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then like I was talking about, we just came out with a new product called Finish R, which I'm sure you saw one guy in the chat that was asking about that. We've had some major success where it comes to automotive paint. Like our lead trainer got the pleasure of doing a first detail in a brand new Ferrari SF90 that had factory pigtails in it. And when I tell you that this removed the factory pigtails and finished in one step, it did it,
Nice.
which it's almost unheard of. And talk about unheard of. So at MTE, I don't know if you saw that we actually had like a demonstration board or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw that. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So the whole purpose of that, why that was there, is to kind of really debut Finish R, because on gel coat, I can remove 800 to 1,000 grit sanding scratches with a long throw polisher DA and finish, which is like
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
it's
nice,
one thing
especially with a
it's what
long throw. Yeah, not a rotary.
yeah. And it's one thing to tell people that you can do that, but it's another thing to literally show them in person, which is what we were doing at MTE. So we had some huge feedback from that. I can tell you that we definitely plan on attending MTE moving forward, and hopefully we are some pioneers to help bring in some more more marine companies such as ourselves to really help expand it, because I think it's a great thing that's going on for the industry outside of being a part of the training session that's on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. The
Because
education day. Yeah.
it's neat. There's some good information that was there on the marine aspect, but honestly, I think we could do better, and
Right.
we look forward to educating, because that's really what we do. That's a big thing about us, is we love educating and we love listening to our customers, and because we are listening, we're able to develop what they need.
Yeah, no, and man, I mean, I'd really like to, as get you in contact with Randy, because he was the one that put on the Keeping It Real fishing tournament. That's why I was asking if you took part in it or whatever, because that was on Wednesday, and
Right.
that was a big hit, because I think he had like 24 boats chartered, and they had 3-man teams or whatever, and they
Where'd
went
that go
out
out?
on I can't remember the lake, but it was one of the lakes down there by the Gaylord, and they just went
Okay,
out bass
gotcha.
fishing, and
So
just
they're
did
bass fishing.
yeah, they went and did biggest catch to littlest catch, most weight, for the boat, that type of stuff.
Nice.
But it was really cool. Like, the whole thing was to raise money for the new Kevin Haywood Foundation, that they're trying to do for, Randy's a big PDR guy, but what he's really trying to do is
Nice.
he's trying to bring all the different recon services together,
Yeah.
so the PDR, the detailing, the PPF, the window tent, all the little things, and what they're trying to do with this foundation is obviously raise money so that, if people are sick or injured, they can actually, try to um, um, petition to, see if they can get help from the foundation to help them through, their illness or the sickness or whatever. So this was the
Nice.
first year that they did the fishing tournament, and he said, he started out with 12 boats. He quickly sold out and had to go to 24 boats. And I think he told me next year they're
Nice.
going to do like a morning run and then an afternoon run, because he could have had another 12 to 20 boats, for this year.
Wow.
So yeah, I
That's
mean,
great. That's
yeah, it might be something you guys would be interested in, especially, you being a captain and fisher,
yeah.
and, the whole marine aspect, might
Yeah.
be a good tie-in for you guys and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, right? Just a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, and again, forgive me because I don't do
No.
boats. But I mean, obviously, it seems like just in my world, you guys have kind of just popped up. I mean, how long has Stark actually been around for? Because I'm guessing it hasn't just been the past couple of months, because people already know
No,
about
it's
you.
definitely not the past couple of months. Originally, like 2015, but it was kind of like a slow transition, and
Okay,
then really, we kind of took the bull by the horns around 2019. Expanded really well, but I mean, it has a lot to do with products there's so much more far advanced than the competition right now. It's crazy. We're skipping steps, you're saving time, you're getting better results. And I'll give you an example. I think I talked about 3M earlier, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows 3M. And I'm not going to bash 3M at all because let's be honest, 3M is a fantastic company and such, but they haven't really changed anything in a long time.
Right.
And because of that, we kind of took advantage of, because we're looking at new age abrasives, new technology, longer cycle time, stuff like that, better cut, better finish. We're playing with different combinations of pads, machines, techniques, and really trying to fine tune the process as much as possible. And because of this, now major, and when I mean by major boat manufacturers in the recent 9 months are choosing us for production now, because it's saving labor time and they're delivering a better finish. So I don't know if you saw my social media, on an Instagram anyways, I kind of call them out a little bit. Of course, I don't put who they are, but it's just to really have people pay attention to what's going on. I honestly feel if you're paying 100 to 200 to $1 million for a boat, it shouldn't be Swirl City,
Yeah.
and it just has a lot to do with techniques and using old technology. One of the things that when I'm talking to these manufacturers is I'm like, TVs used to be black and white, they're color now.
Yeah.
You can get up with the
and
technology.
flat screen versus tubes, and
yeah, OLEDs, and
yeah, exactly. Well,
So,
it even goes to, like you said, right? Like that Ferrari, that $1 million SF90 with the pigtails and
yes,
everything on it. I mean, everybody, you think you're spending that kind of money on a Ferrari that it should come flawless, and ultimately it doesn't.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you. But if you look at cars from manufacturer and boat finish from manufacturer,
yeah.
The boats are bad.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me. I mean, I don't know, I don't know how familiar you are with up here in the Orlando area or whatever, but many lifetimes ago, I did work for Boat Tree, up here in the Orlando area, and detailing boats for them and doing new boat prep and all that stuff, and um, did that for, I don't know, maybe a year or so, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going back to cars. So I've seen some of the
it's tough.
yeah, I've seen some of the finish, and like they come in these brand new, they were mainly a Regal and Malibu dealer or whatever. And come in, and the guys are having to fix gel coat and everything.
Right.
Yeah. So Joshua wants to know why you're sitting in the bathroom. He's pulling,
Don't get me.
he's pulling a Barry Thiel. Barry Thiel actually did an episode with us from the bathroom.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Wow.
We were like wondering why the acoustics on his mic was so good. And like the end of the episode was when Jason was still on the show. Jason's like, "Are you in the bathroom right now?" And he's like, "Yeah."
So he'll pay for that comment later.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I know who
Yeah.
he is.
all
That's
his,
funny.
all his,
Nah, he's
all his bottles will be half empty when he gets in his next order.
no, matter of fact, who he is he just recently went through one of our Stark certification courses, one of the trainings.
Okay.
So he's a really good guy, and I think he could kind of to attest to kind of like what I spoke about before is I can't tell you how many messages back and forth on Facebook or phone call conversations that I had with him, walking him through different scenarios, processes, and such like that. And he could probably, chime in back in the message about it, and then made the commitment to come to Fort Myers and go through our certification course. And I say certification, but it's a training. It truly is a training. Okay.
Right.
Where it's hands-on. Yes, we have a little bit of classroom work, and I would encourage those out there that are listening or watching, go check us out on Instagram. We have a full blown 2,000 square foot detail bay alone where you can pull boats, RVs, cars, and then upstairs we have a full blown classroom.
Oh,
So I
nice.
mean, when I'm talking about put together professionally, where you're getting your money's worth, we definitely take care of you for sure.
Yeah.
And
I was talking with Glenn O'Connell today, or am I getting Glenn's name right? Yeah, Glenn O'Connor today, and he said he actually, kind of same thing that you're saying right now. I mean, he had called you about a couple of things. He's like, dude, he's like, guy's the easiest guy to talk to. Call him up, ask him questions, and no problem. So, just again hearing that from somebody I was talking to today, attest to everything you're saying.
yeah, yeah. Well, and again, it boils down to that P word that I talked about earlier, man. It's passion.
Yeah.
Truly love what we do. From the guys that are in the warehouse that are packing the orders every single day, working hard to make sure that those packages get put together and out on time and right. It's everybody. That's what makes Stark. It's customers. It's us on the phones. It's the customer service, and it's the team that's in the back packing the orders every single day.
Yeah. So I kind of want to backtrack a little bit to something you were saying about like the manufacturers are reaching out to you guys now because it helps cut
Yep.
down on time and things like that. So is that
Yep.
something that you guys are either doing or looking into where you'll try to or set up training within the manufacturers? Like, I know a lot of the guys with Rupes and the
Yep.
the sales guys, they tell them,
Us too.
yeah, they're like,
We're great. We're
right,
great partners with
but
Rupes, Jason Brennan, and all those
yeah, I
guys. Yeah.
remember, I won't say his name because he's not with the company anymore, but he's like, look, I love detailers, man, but he goes, you guys don't really pay my salary. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, dude, he goes, I sell so much of our equipment to manufacturers, to auto plants and things like that. So, and that was
Yep.
something that I never really thought about. I'm just like, oh, wow, detailers and body shop guys are buying this stuff. And I never thought about like the auto manufacturers buying these machines and doing these systems and everything. And that's what he said. He goes, yeah, dude, he goes, a lot of my time is spent in manufacturing training them. So are you guys doing something like that or have a plan to do something like that to kind of, really grow the brand and boost it?
Yeah. So, and really, it's about for a customer to have a better result
Yeah.
of somebody that's buying a boat. That's where it really started for me, because again, I'm a boat owner. I'm a captain, and I'm going to these boat shows, right, to promote the brand Star, because we're a marine company, and I'm walking around the boat shows, and as we all do, right? We're all detailers, whether it's a car or a boat. We go like this,
Yeah.
right? We put out a little light, and I don't like what I see,
Yeah.
especially on some boats that are $1 million
Yeah.
and they're bad. So I sat there and I thought about it, and I'm like, I hear all the the great feedback that I'm getting from the detailers, because let's be honest, the detailers are the true
Yeah.
artists when it comes to this. And when I have people that are using our stuff that used to use 3M, and I know that there's companies like 3M, there's other brands that are really mass used in these manufacturers, and people are seeing huge results with mine over that, doing the same process, no process change, but seeing different results. Light bulb went off. I'm like, well, if the detailers are saving time and delivering a better finish, then why can't the manufacturers?
Right.
So essentially, a lot of times it's as simple as just a phone conversation and sending them some samples, and they're blown away. And then uh, it's a niche, just like detailers.
Yeah.
Boat manufacturers are a niche. Uh, they all like the finishers from one company will move to another company, and then they're like, hey, you might want to try this stuff out. And now it's getting to the point where they're starting to call us versus us going to them, which is good news, right?
Yeah.
But I think that speaks volumes too.
Yeah.
So, but yes, that is a goal for us, is to help if especially if somebody wants it. That's our MO.
Right.
You want help?
Yeah.
We're going to do our best to give it to you.
Yeah. No, and that's pretty cool because, like you kind of said earlier, right? I mean, you guys were the first, marine brand in at MTE, and I think back
Yep.
and, again, I don't pay a ton of attention to boat stuff, but I mean, it's there. I see it or whatever, and you're right. Like, there's not a lot that I can think of and it's funny because, in the past, I would say, um, 3 years, maybe 4 years or so, that I've been doing this podcast, I have noticed that, and again, like we talked, right, there's that crossover kind of
Yep.
branding or whatever, but it does seem like the automotive detailing brands or manufacturers are starting to take notice to these detailers that are doing marine or marine
Yep.
only,
Yep.
because there's a lot of them out there. I mean, a couple of, good friends of mine are the bakers, up in Jacksonville, and like that's pretty much all they do is boats, and then,
There's a lot of money in boats.
yeah, that's
Detailers out there.
what a lot of people tell me. I mean, I had Angela on, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and that's all she does up in the Pacific Northwest is boats, um, and I mean, she's telling me she's working on everything from like 50 footers to 180 footers or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, Lord, like, so no, I mean, it's definitely, I feel like, and again, I'm not saying that like marine detailing just popped up, but it just seems
No.
like a lot of these brands are really starting to take notice of it now and trying to do something. So it's cool that you guys are, more of a marine brand kind of crossing over to automotive versus the
Yeah.
other way around.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So no, you're dead on with that. Is like, don't, we love those automotive guys and gals out there too, because like I said, you've already seen kind of a short bit just in the last couple of days, but
Yeah.
I would challenge those out there. Follow us, watch. You'll see how many automotive people are using our coatings.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm there's a lot of great coating companies out there, but I have some coatings that flash in 5 or 10 minutes, and you can coat half a car before you got to go back and level it. And it's marine grade. And people are like, where have you been?
Yeah.
We're right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because and leading back to our coatings a little bit, right? Is so that goes back to that environment situation I talked about at the very beginning. Okay, where boat detailers don't have the luxury to be in a controlled environment when
Yeah.
they're doing ceramic coating. So when we're formulating these, we take that in consideration. So like our flash times are a lot longer and such like that. So if those guys or girls are in, some wind or heavy heat, it's not just applying that, oh crap,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because they're dealing with a big substrate, big surface area.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we got to kind of find ways to make it easy for them, and
Right.
that's what we think about. Is we think of environment, we think of conditions, we think of workability and result,
Yeah.
and that's what leads us to come out with something. And
Right.
I
And
got some exciting stuff coming out for
nice.
this year too.
Well, and
Oh
also
boy, get
like you
ready.
said, right? Like the gel coat's porous, right? So you
Very.
probably want a longer work time anyways because you're laying it on thicker. Because that's the
Yep.
thing that I've always told people whenever they ask me about coating, boats or RVs is it's
Yep.
gel coat. Like you got to lay that shit on thick. Like this
Yeah,
isn't,
man.
lay it on thin like you do with a car. So,
Yeah.
if you think you're going to use a whole bottle, you better get 2 just to be on the safe side, right? Because
Yeah. So it's funny that you say that. To get your hands on our coatings, the smallest bottle we make is 100 milliliters.
right. Yeah, and that's pretty
So
much, yeah, because you're not really doing a boat with 50 mils, no way. Like, you're easily gonna be 100
it,
mils or whatever.
yeah, and with boats, you got to do 2 coats. I mean,
Yeah,
because it's so porous.
yeah,
And I know a lot of automotive guys and gals get away with, single coat on on cars, which you can, but on gel coat, bad idea.
yeah,
Bad idea. Put 2
yeah,
coats on there. I'm telling you, if you
yeah,
want it to work and want it to last, put 2 coats on it for sure.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send it to the guy down the road that does boats instead.
I don't know. I mean, $200 a foot.
Yeah, like, here's the thing,
I
though.
mean, do the math.
My
25-foot
my
boat,
my
200 a
shop
foot.
my shop's only, my shop's only 600 square foot with a 9 foot by 8 foot high door, so I can't even get a boat in.
Two
Yeah,
hundred a
I know.
foot to do a ceramic
Yeah.
coating job. I
No,
mean,
I know. Listen, I know the money's there. I just listen, here's my thing too, like, the older I get, I mean, I've got an
no, I'm
F-350
with you.
sitting in the shop right now, and thank God it's brand new, and I was able to do a nano surface primer polish on it, because it didn't need
Nice.
anything else because, you know, I'm getting to the point now where I really don't wanna be correcting a F-350 extended bed, like,
That's a big
'cause it's
truck,
so
man.
small. It is, it is. I had to pull it all the way in to get the door to fit down. So,
Oh,
um,
Jesus.
yeah, yeah. So you kinda hinted, you're kind of excited for some new things coming out. You got anything that you can leak or can tease or anything like that, or are you just gonna keep it all until it drops?
Um, I've got a new heavy cut coming out. It's called Blaze, so that's going to be out soon.
Okay,
I was able to pull 400 grit sanding scratches and hit 107 on a gloss meter after I finished with a white wool and rotary. So that was
nice.
pretty impressive. Um, we got a non-skid ceramic coating coming out. And then I don't know if I really should say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I don't care. We're going to have the first ever marine grade single layer coating coming
Oh.
out, which
After
is
you after
one.
you just after you just did all that talking about 2
Yeah,
layers and porous,
yeah,
now you're gonna
yeah,
hit us with the single layer.
yeah, yeah. I'm almost 99% sure it's going to happen. We've been working on that for a while. The
Okay.
automotive, or excuse me, the marine people need it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I said, you got to do 2 coats, but um, not on this one. 3 layers. It's
Wow.
pretty crazy. Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty crazy.
Well, and that's, and I get it, with it something that's more porous and you do need to lay it on thicker or do need to do double coats or things like that.
Yeah.
But, that's the one thing that I always try to tell people, with single layer coatings, because some people are still stuck on 2 layers. Stats, I'm talking to you. Um, you know, I gotta bust his balls a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
but really it's the technology is kind of getting to a point now. And on top of that, like, it just time is money is what I'm always telling people,
Yes.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean it's
100%.
if you want to do 2 layers or if you want to do 5 layers or 9 layers or whatever some of these coatings are, that's great if you're charging for it, right?
Correct.
But if you're not getting all that money for it or clients aren't going to pay, you know, $2,000 plus every layer you lay it on,
Hmm.
then why not find something that works and you could do a single layer, be done, earn all your money, get rid of it. So no, that's cool that you guys are, playing with the technology and trying to, eventually, have something that'll come out and be single layer
Yep.
and then again, they'll be able to charge all the money they can with a 2 layer system and be able to do it
Correct.
in less amount of
Correct.
time. So you're potentially making, more a higher hourly rate.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you said that because that's exactly it's from listening from the field. That's the boat the boat guys and gals going, there's got to be a better way. Can we
Yeah.
save a step? And that's one reason why we developed Finish R, like, so, I'll give you an example, is like on black gel coat, whether it's dark black or dark black, black, dark blue, reds, dark color pigments. Generally in the world of gel coat correction, we do like 3 steps
Yeah.
to get a perfect finish, where now with the implementation of Finish R, it's an aggressive medium that finishes like an ultra polish. They're 2-step in black now, where
Nice.
before you had to 3-step. Well, I just saved them time. Same thing for like Level R, for instance, where I said how it cuts so deep and removes oxidation, where that's saving people sanding steps, because a lot of times boats get so oxidized. The only way that you can get that oxidation off is sanding. Well, Level R cuts pretty darn deep and chews that oxidation out. Now, granted, it's not the end all be all.
Right.
We still coach and suggest people to sand, because if you don't remove the oxidation, it's just going to come back. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't really understand that oxidation, whether it's on a boat or a car or whatever, works its way from the inside out. So even if you're, it's almost like a cancer, right? Like even if you cut that top layer off and it looks great, like if you didn't go deep enough to fully remove it, it's just going to come back. And, that's what I always tell people, look, this could, it could look great for a year, or it could look great for 2 weeks. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
There's no telling until it comes back. So, I try to stay away from those type of jobs, because the last thing I want to do is do it, and in a month or so they're like, my hood or my roof looks like shit again. And well, I told you, like, not my fault. I warned you. So yeah, I mean, for me, I just try to stay away from it. But yeah, I mean, that's, definitely with boats. And boats, with gel coat, it's a little bit thicker from, my knowledge than clear, right? So you can you can go heavier, you can cut on it a lot more, you can do all the things that sometimes you can't do, especially on a new car where the paint is so thin you can hardly breathe on it.
It's getting so thin on automotive paint. I mean, gel coats are starting to get thicker or thinner now too, but on average, I think what car paint's like 5 mils. Gel
Not
coat's
even
like
anymore.
22. Yeah, well, gel coat's like 22 to 24.
Oh wow.
So so for those automotive guys and gals that are maybe you have that boat that you need to attempt, don't be afraid to put sandpaper on it. I mean, it's thick. And if you're curious on how to do it, I mean, we have 2 different YouTube channels that we will walk you through an entire process. I can send you a link and make you a professional overnight.
So what I'm hearing is, if you're a detailer and you want to learn how to wet sand or dry sand or wet sand, and you want to learn how to run a rotary, just go get a boat. You're not gonna fuck it up.
I mean, listen, yeah. We'll get a shoulder workout for sure, because the rotaries that we're using are a little bigger and bulkier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not using the Rupes or the Flex, the easy lightweight ones. You're using those big DeWalts and Milwaukees and stuff.
We have to. So so that's the thing. Like, and I love Rupes. Rupes is my tool company of choice. Sorry, it is. But when it comes to running a rotary on a boat, because you got to push.
Yeah.
You got to have it. If it ain't a DeWalt or a Makita,
it's not working.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't gonna work for long.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, listen, let's do our last commercial break, and then we'll come back and wrap this up. We'll be right back.
Awesome. Cool.
Detailer knows what a detailer wants. Aquatech is a company founded by detailers for detailers.
Aquatech Coatings is a company that was founded on the frustrations that we all face as professional detailers. And that is why we set out to build a company that eliminates those frustrations, to provide excellent customer service, quality products, reliability, efficiency, products that check all the boxes as professional detailers we need and we want.
Find out why so many detailers around the world are loving the Aquatech difference. Join our team today at aquatechcoatings.com.
All right. So the boat boy finally joined us. Mildred. How you doing, Mildred? If he's
Nice.
still watching. Um, okay, so Ken, man, I appreciate you reaching out, making my
Yeah.
job and life a whole lot easier for not having because it was funny, I was um I think you sent me a Facebook friend request first, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Um, and I saw that we had mutual friends, but I looked at it and I was like, I looked at your and like there's nothing about detailing on there. I was like, I don't know. Let me see who this person is first or whatever. And then I got the message on Instagram. Um, and it, again, I was trying to figure out like what kind of topic was I going to do, who was I going to look for. So when you
Right.
were like, let's do it this Wednesday, I was like, perfect. Makes it so much easier for me. I don't have to go find
Yeah.
somebody. So before I let you go, man, if anybody is curious, hearing this, about Stark or about the training or any of that stuff, where can they find, all of your stuff? What are, I usually tell everybody what's your ats, or how do they reach out to you and
Sure.
to get all that information?
Multiple different aspects, obviously, but communication, like a lot of us do on Instagram. It's simply at Starke Yacht Care. Um, we have a Facebook page, and then obviously we have our own website, which is www.starkeyachtcare.com, and that's where you'll be able to purchase our products. We also have distributors all the way across the United States. We have them in Australia, we have Canada, we have Costa Rica, Dubai. So we're international as of now. Uh, the other thing is too is if you are a professional detailer out there, this is one thing that we do for the entire professional industry. And again, you do get vetted, but if you go on our website, you click on the professional tab and apply for a professional account, put your business information, your EIN number. We give 25% off the entire line to give back to those out there
Nice.
that are using it for their livelihood. And just know if you ever have a question, reach out to us. We will answer it. Pay attention to our YouTube channels. We have two different ones. We have our partners at Marine Detail Supply Company, which is the main distributors for Starke Yacht Care across the U.S. So please go show them some love. And then we have Starke Yacht Care YouTube channel. We literally just launched a few days ago, but you'll see a lot of videos of myself on the Marine Detail Supply Company YouTube channel as well. So I go through and how to's. I mean, I literally take you through an entire process and set you up for success.
Nice. And if anybody is interested in the trainings, like how do they reach out to you for the trainings? I mean, do you guys have something on the website or
Yeah.
do they just have to reach out and find out when the next training
So,
is?
great question. So, we usually communicate first on Instagram. And then you'll usually see if you visit our website, there'll be like a header that's on there with like the next date. Like I said, the first one sold out in 2.5 days. Um, and then I haven't even announced the next one, and it only has one seat left, which is I
Oh,
haven't
wow.
even announced it. Then we're going to have another one at Marine Detail Supply Company in Charleston that'll be coming up in April. Then there'll be another one in Marine Detail Supply Port. Well, the one in May will be at the headquarters. Then there'll be another one in July in Port Clinton, Ohio. And then from there, every other month, we're still going to have them at the headquarters. But don't be surprised if our partners at Marine Detail Supply and Fort Lauderdale, because we have a location that just opened in Fort Lauderdale about 6 months ago. They're doing a great job.
Hmm.
They'll have classes too. So it's been in such high demand. Guys and gals that have gone through the training to our website, there's like a hot map basically of the ones that have attended it. And I can tell you every single day, I probably get 6 phone calls a
Okay.
day from people that are DIYers or people that need to get their boat done, but heard of us and trust in our brand. They want to find somebody who uses us. And those are the only people we refer.
Nice. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say a lot of you detailers out there, go ahead and take this class. move away from the automotive side to the marine side. Let's flood that in a little bit and give the automotive side some breathing room.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ken, listen, man, I do appreciate you reaching out. This has been fun. You know, I don't do boats, but they are one of those things that I still like to, you know, kind of at least know about. So when people do,
Yeah.
you know, call me and ask me my thoughts on something, you know, at least I have some kind of insight,
Right.
and everything. So, you know, it's definitely look forward to seeing you. Are you guys gonna be at SEMA?
Yeah.
Yep. Or
So I don't think we'll be exhibiting at SEMA. I
walking
just don't
around
think
or
that's the
something?
place for us. But um, we, I think we do have in the works to plan to network up that way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
So don't
hopefully,
be surprised if you don't see us.
yeah, hopefully I can run into you out there. I mean, I know it's still so far away, but it'll be here on
It
no
is
time. If not, I'll
exactly.
definitely, you know, make a point to stop by the booth, you know, at MTE next year.
Yeah.
You know, and at least we can meet in person there or something. So, yeah, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing rolling so I can get it out tomorrow. So, thank you again for coming on.
Yeah.
I
I
look
appreciate
forward
you having
to,
me.
yeah, I look forward to talking to you a little bit more, you know, online and whatnot, and maybe we can get you back on. We'll,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll come back on anytime, man. It was a
yeah,
pleasure,
we can
man.
do a,
Seriously. Like,
yeah, we can do a topic episode on boating or, you know, boat detailing or something like that. Maybe have you
yeah,
and
let's
get a
do that.
couple other people on. We round table it or whatever. I think that would be really cool. So, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you have a good night, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Take care.
See ya.
Bye. All right, everybody. So that was Captain Ken Mercer. Aye, Captain. With Stark. So, yeah, you know, this is kind of cool because, you know, I've, like I said, I briefly have kind of, it's popped up on the radar. I mean, especially seeing them at MTE and a little bit before MTE, kind of knowing about them, but not knowing about them. So when he reached out to me and I decided to, put the little, post out on Facebook, and I think I did Instagram too. I don't know. I can't remember now. Did it last night in the cheerleading. Um, you know, it got a lot of comments, and a lot of people were kind of excited about this one. You know, I appreciate Ken for sharing it. You know, on his Facebook page, we had about like 20 something people watching at one point. So that's pretty cool that a lot of you know, his viewers and followers and whatnot jumped on to kind of see what was going on. So yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Please go make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification button anywhere that you're listening. Please go leave us 5-star review on Apple. If you you know, actually write something, would be awesome. I'd greatly appreciate that. And until next time, you guys have a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're listening to this. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye.